Life management. No, this will be life work. Yay. Week 2. As it is in the title. I didn't plan to do this early, but because I slept terribly, meaning I went to sleep around 1 a.m. and for the next 2 hours didn't fall asleep. Then when I did, finally I wake up at 7 a.m. and haven't slept since. I think the last nights, last evenings excitement kept me awake. But I hope now that, or I will take a nap later, even 2-hour nap, because I want to be able to concentrate during the meeting later today. Intro program week 2 exercises. I will set a timer for this, 1 hour timer. But I don't really care to, how small can I make it? That small. I'm not gonna use the timer. Should I use it? Wait. Maybe maybe I can use it. It's just that whenever I add a monitor, it and then I take the headset off, the monitor is virtual monitor is deleted. But okay, I can do this. I hope I get far in 1 hour. If I don't, I'll just go or change to continue. So I will continue LinkedIn bio for the next half an hour or so, then do another hour or half an hour. Maximum of 2 hours I'm going to spend on this. So let's try to do this quickly. We'll put notes there, and then what do I have here? Recommended brand accounts. Quickly just hide this. Okay, they didn't show any emails I have, but what is this? Elon drops first animation or what? First timeline. Where do I have the file? Here? No, it's this. Okay. I asked about this, and this was the only kind of questionable part, whether I can show this, but it's only chapters 1 and 2. Okay, this time I want to do this as quickly as possible. And not read everything aloud. But I think if I am gonna spend 2 hours for this, I would like to quickly go through everything, including the last week's extra material, just to get some idea here. Agriculture is the most exciting cause in the world. 2014 by Guy Sotela. Okay. So it's just, this might be annoying to someone, but for my concentration, it kind of helps. I just skip this completely. Community are constantly. Okay. Not important. Purchase fuzzies and utilons separately. No idea what that means. Utilo. New Google. What? Okay. Specific. What? Utility. Okay. There is this very volunteering soup kitchen instead of working extra hour but earning money. Okay. You're doing good. Just get an idea what this is about. Selfish. Maybe it's about realizing that, hey, you can actually do more good than you know. You realize it's not just a comparison to what most are doing, which is nothing. This is about motivation, I guess. Okay. Scope insensitivity, 2007. asked how much they would pay to save 200,000 microinverts from drowning in uncovered oil ponds. Okay. Scope. Yeah, I understand that. Expected value 2020. Oh, okay. I like this. I like this that it's not just like that. It's not just okay. That's good. That I get here to the forum where I could want to dig deeper. That's nice. Okay, over many cases, the first truck will likely provide more years. So if there goes the same funding first truck, average, okay. Probability, I don't know about that. How much I have spent? 8 minutes. It's fine. 33 minutes. No, it's 50 minutes. Alarm going off. Framework for comparing global problems in terms of expected impact. 2019 by Robert Wiblin. Suppose you're trying to figure out. At least not yet, I'm not very keen on calculating this with numbers. I like the estimates, and in my case, there is no rush to get it right immediately. If I know that, hey, this is all very, very good decision, then that's fine. I'm not gonna pressure myself, because that leads to too much planning and too little doing. I think this is too technical to go through quickly. Global health. Logarithmic scale. I don't like math here. Definition. So it's just some formula, yeah, framework. How to assess it. That can be a helpful thing, that if someone calculates, if I want to make the best I want to make best environmental choice decision, then calculating the exact effect it will have lowering or slowing down the heating of the planet. Sure, that's very good because it helps everyone, but many things you shouldn't calculate that much. It is very powerful tool, but not the last decision maker. Because if you think you have calculated it perfectly, you haven't. This is about calculation. I will, of course, I will dig deeper in there in that area, but not now. Now I'm kind of interested to find whether there are some interesting projects that I haven't thought of, or some interesting new ways of thinking the world. Counterfactuals and how they change our view of what does good. Illustrates you can have a negative counterfactual impact. The role that's better for yeah. Not that interesting. Effective altruism is a question, not an ideology. What's the definition of claims does it make? Okay, this. I agree already. Sure, think of this as question rather than useful implication makes question of counts. Future in which we create. Vox. How to get better at predicting the future. Forecasting what events is crucial for policy. New study explores how to do it better. And it's paid. The cognitive science of rationality. I wonder how much more would I gain from reading all of this properly, but okay. Concrete supersonic jet. It's possible and extremely rare. This is very difficult as it was last time because I already feel like yeah, this is normal knowledge. I'm not learning anything new or interesting, but I'm also with an attitude that I don't need anything. That's a problem maybe. That was confusing. I don't know why I took the wire off. But no one, or people very seldom call me. And I was expecting maybe a call from the what is it? Janitor company, or no, the well, to ask who owns this building. There is a problem with the internet connection through the wall, and the cable is damaged or the ports are damaged. But then I got a call from someone else from demo land, and now it seems like I need to finally do the or send a portfolio, send my CV. Yeah, there was slide or some opportunity, possibility to get some work. Seems that is weird, but yeah, I will. How long did that take? That is not efficient, right? Okay. Even though that took like 10 minutes, I will continue. So, instrumental rationality versus animals are under string selection pressure to be stupid as they can get away with. My mind is still on the call. Okay, okay, maybe if I read something better, then I get better understanding. How does human reasoning work, and why does it often produce mistaken judgments and decisions? Today, cognitive scientists talk about two kinds of processes. Fast and slow, okay. Are fast, do not require conscious attention, do not need input from conscious processes, and can operate in parallel. Sure. Are slow, require conscious effort, okay. Produce judgments quickly, but these judgments are often wrong and they be overridden by correct, okay. Computationally expensive and our human cognitive measures. We want to default to type 1 process whenever possible, and 2, we must use type 2 process. We use the least expensive kind of steroids with focal bias to I don't think. Okay. when we fail to override typewriter with type wait. Simplest model wallpaper, simplest focal bias. I'm full aware of how I can think wrong, but maybe this might be the most interesting. This is just reference and comments. Okay, I thought this was very long. Types of errors. I don't have time for this. If I need to write my CV or update it during today, okay, and take a nap. But this might be interesting. Okay, let's do week 1. Week 1 question. Okay. What? Extra. The cognitive interesting read. Okay, and let me open that again. Okay. Policy debates. What's this about? Should not appear one-sided. I don't have a strong political bias. I think yeah. Is an ideology not just a question? Critical takes. 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 35 minutes. Okay. Expanding our compassion. The question is not can they reason nor can they talk, but can they suffer? Why should the law refuse its protection to any sensitive being? We're always in triage. I fervently hope one day we'll be able to save everyone. In the meantime, it is irresponsible to pretend that we aren't making life and death decisions with the allocation of our resources. Pretending there is no choice only makes our decisions worse. We're always on triage. I frequently, okay. Spoilers ahead. Podcast. So rare astronomy, in fact, is I think I should listen to that. Caregivers. I'm gonna do this like I envisioned yesterday or planned, that first get a glance and then see what could be most interesting. There's a story here. People believe that society has improved morally over time. No, and it is possible that we have not yet finished developing our moral principles. During week 2, we explore our moral obligations and to whom they should apply. Organization Spotlight Animal Charity Evaluators. All right, new website. First, newsletter. Mailing list to set up. I don't know anything about you. Why would I send my email? Where can I donate, accept? Okay, there's a chicken here. Helping people help animals. Want to help animals find how to decide where to send out. That's understandable. We use evidence and reason to identify the animal to help explanation. With smart, compassionate effort, we can build future with initiatives that will help the most people. Okay, this is EA. From neglected impact, countless animals live bleak lives followed by brutal deaths. I'm thinking what to write title of this be real. Okay, I'm not going to write anything more. I will read a little bit here. Countless animals live bleak lives followed by brutal death. Their plight is systemically ignored, but using total tactics we can prevent the suffering. The rise forcing of charge makes a difference. Recommendation trust AC builds on more than a decade experience as a charge extra every year for these helps animals and possible change. Centering animals, we work to help those animals who suffer greatest extent large and we give more consideration to suffer. Recommended charities, okay, sure, and animal charity evaluation movement. Grants building global animal advocacy movement grants is our grant program aimed at building a strong global animal advocacy movement. We are interesting founding animal. Okay, our impact. Many people ask me for advice about animal charity evaluators want to bring about the biggest reduction in animal suffering, and I want to see some yes, year review. I like this a lot. So there are so probably some examples here what they did, what some amounts. Okay. Program. Charities. Okay. Grants across to additional 25. Biggest learning ongoing feasible study identified potential alternative approaches to strengthen evaluation quality and increase counterfactual funding impact. Development, research, advancing meta fundraising, directing more resources towards high impact animal advocacy. Our development work to better support meta fundraising. What is meta fundraising? I would love to see some videos here. I don't want to go to YouTube because I have wrong profile there, but I don't see any videos or links. Okay. The site is okay in my opinion. Just it doesn't tell me, it tells in text, not in numbers, not in graphs or visuals that hey, this is a cartoonish image of this situation and we did this. But okay. Charity evaluators aim to identify best ways to help animals. Okay, I've just read that. Finding stability advocating farmed animals seems to be most effective ways to earn large animals. Average, I recommend charities use a range of strategies to help animals, including outreach, corporate outreach, legal work, and developing proteins, interventions to support cost effective. For example, seems that estimates for 100 chickens can be treated. Okay. Another organization spotlight, GitHub. This I have heard a lot. I guess it's one of the main recommendations from EA. We search for the charities that save or improve lives the most per dollar. I'm actually interested. So if I care about education, what would I need to do? What are some nets? Medicine, supplement, cash, vaccines, So these are the top ones. Marketing, all grand, top charities fund. Can I ways to give? Okay, credit card, no. USAID. Recipients. Incentives, foundation concert. So maybe there are other links here. I'm sure that there should be by category. Have a sense of what I want to do. Contribute. All grants, top charities. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Grant funds. I guess this, they decide what to focus on. Okay. My take on this, I didn't find what I wanted, but week 2, give well. I wanted to see charities that help education, but couldn't find it. Searches for charities that save, improve the most valuable target, small charity, number of charities. Good, unlike some take contact in that reason. Try to make zero. Core required readings. So 3 readings. Let's see. Critical takes. 50 minutes, 2 hours. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 6 hours. Ooh, a lot of optional readings. But the thing here is that if I read the required readings, I should get a sense that, hey, I learned something new, I want to read more. Yesterday I said that, hey, I'm interested, or I'm not excited to want information, but maybe with this call, now that I need to send that CV today, updated CV, and I haven't slept well. Yeah. 30 minutes, 8 minutes, 15 minutes. That's fine. I will read everything because I spend some time here not towards this. So because it's already almost the end, I will end it here. Take a break from this. Focus on the CV. The position, I didn't understand it fully, but it seemed interesting. But it's here in Tampere, so I'm not fully convinced about that. I I have talked about moving at least to Helsinki so long that staying here would feel a bit strange, maybe. But I think that I could leave, or if I got this position, there's no reason why I couldn't move to Helsinki as well and continue here doing remote work, or just use the train a lot. It's not cost effective, but I don't know. Yeah, it's nothing is given. I wasn't given this position because, well, the job market situation is what it is, and I don't have great CV, I don't have great portfolio, so yeah. But okay. This is actually, yeah, this is business. Update my CV. Everything that is related to money. I could link this YouTube channel to the CV. Say, hey, I updated this CV on stream. That would be funny. So instead of doing that, of course, updating my LinkedIn bio, it's sort of the same thing maybe. Before I don't have my CV here. I don't have access to it like this. I will hide the, and let's start the timer as well. If I can go over it, doesn't really matter, but I will go to Google, choose Edge. No, do not set as default. Here I have Drive open. There are multiple versions of my CV, of course. First check whether I don't have access to Microsoft Word anymore. I hope there isn't a... So this is August 5th. Did I really update it? This is terrible. This is terrible. I have a phone number here. I have my main email address that I don't want to show, but maybe, and this is, yeah, it's in Finnish. I can maybe see if I open it here or copy paste. text. Where do I have that LinkedIn post? Business, okay. That's good. Ah. Oh. Then I have my email and also photo, but that's not really necessary. Okay, that's fine. This is my CV that I had last August. I updated it. So in school, my favorite classes were mathematics, physics, and sports. I have a natural interest and need to understand things deeply when I started to invest into them. Doing work has always been very easy to me, but getting motivation to my own projects has been just recently developed to a good level. I can work with anyone, especially when unnecessary pretentiousness is left out. My life's biggest goals at this moment is developing myself and the world to a better direction. And then I have my first failed university time, and then my time with this last degree that I failed also. 2021 game project. This was during the TAMK. This was when I worked as a 4-person teams only programmer, even though, okay, I didn't make the website, but the game that we developed, I was the only programmer there. We created an Android. We built a game for Android phones using Java. 2019 civil service at the ICU house. Tampere. Wait. University hospital. And then I have this there that 2012 to 2017 I was a paper guy, but that's obviously gonna go away. Let's see what I have written here. technical skills: Java, Kotlin, Android, JavaScript, Node.js, React, HTML, CSS, PHP, Python, SQL, Git. PHP immediately I will just remove there. And there I have Swedish and Estonian. Completely irrelevant. English is excellent, I would say. At least when I communicate with anyone in English, there doesn't seem to be any problems. It's just the vocabulary. It's just that I might not have the fluency because some terms, some sayings I have never said. But this is what I will be improving. So I will do one page CV because I think that's the most common these days. Even though this is something that was proposed, or I was proposed to this role, I'm not gonna add my image. No need. And it's okay to have it in Finnish only at this stage. First, let me do this. That this, because it will be one page, I'm gonna just do this. Maybe change this to be the first ones instead of that. But do I want to add something else here? Unity. This says that this is my technical know-how, but rather technical experience. Unity I have used in 3 projects, so I would say that it's fine. Android, Python, SQL. This is not relevant for this, but I can leave it. It's still there that, hey, there was this, because it gives the image that, hey, what have I actually done? Game project. I think that tells something about me. Why don't I have more this? So here, 2022, at least 2024, there was the smart city. Missä? Mm. So demo project where we visioned and created news article using Unity That has no relevance whatsoever. Okay. That's at least a structure, I think. And then this is the most interesting part. This is the most interesting part. Let's take this in part. I will first write it in English. Easier that way. So school just writing the structure. Natural and pretend potentials. Biggest goals in my life. For better. So these are, yeah, this is my CV. You can probably see that I have never focused on this. It has been a requirement for applying for some projects, but I haven't even tried to write it well. It has been always difficult, but let's see here. So work is easy for me unless it's about my own projects. That's not the case anymore. And this also is something, okay. Yes, I like systems. I like to understand bigger picture. And I'm not, well, I have developed myself, but that's not the goal anymore. I'm fully ready. I'm just experiencing the life at the moment, from this moment on. But here I can, of course, I can try to use this as well. So let me open this, split right. Hello, friend. What I think I want to put here is I'm doing fine on my own. This sentiment that, of course, if this project, if this team, if they need something like me, and I see potential there, that hey, you are doing good stuff, I am very interested to join you guys to develop stuff. But it should be fine that hey, I'm probably not looking, or okay, they don't assume that anyone is looking for a career for the next 20 years. Pretty sure. But if they are, that's fine. I'm not going to force myself into this position because I have my own goals, of course. And I have a hint of feeling that I want to make sure that they understand it. But of course, it should be normal. In the perfect case, I'm going to send this CV, and then I will say or mention here that there are more in my LinkedIn bio. Take a look. I work as a... Was this really my... How was this my latest CV, and I didn't even mention that I work as a personal assistant. I'm not going to put the company name. Though it can be read from my LinkedIn profile, but still. If I had 30 minutes, what would I write? Let me just clean this. Nothing necessary. I have developed myself for years. To be able to help humanity as much as possible. I'm only looking for positions that allow me to help others or receive important skills and knowledge that will boost my bigger visions. So I'm picky, definitely. If this is something that they want to find person who just does the minimum, I'm not that. Also, if they need a person who is already has experience, I'm not that. Someone who grinds and expects to grind in the beginning, but maybe talk about roles. I could have a link to my YouTube channel to some specific occasion. I could do that now, where I explain briefly what I do, but I think linking to some older spot would be the best. They would see what kind of work I do and maybe something about my personality. That's just an idea. Manager, consultant. Is it really? Yes, it is. Consultant, coach, developer. Software developer, UX designer. Team leader. These are something that I'm not good at. Have some roles I'm interested of developing. Interested of, even if I don't have experience on all of them, are manager, consultant, coach, software developer, UX designer, team leader. Interest of, even if I don't have. Always add a natural way to get to know the bigger pictures. Now, previously, I couldn't have written all of this casually, but now I know who I am, I know what I want, and I can see myself pushing myself to start practicing, even though it would mean failing in front of my colleagues. No problem. One thing I want to say is I'm very person. Maybe it's not the best way to say that, but I will write this in Finnish anyways. Perfect. Think about the old CV. It talked about things that I cared back then, 6 months ago. Or really, I did this 2 years ago, I think. Then just updated it a little bit. But that idea of having what my favorite subjects in school were, that was back then. It was important because it told something about myself. And I would write something like this. It felt fine there. And then, of course, this was also back then, this felt important to write, but right now it's just not important. Of course, I'm not going to message this here, but what I'm saying here is I have a completely different idea what I want to tell about me. I think the projects are kind of interesting. That I have some experience. Let's start to, and I'm not gonna include this, but Can leave it here. No problem. System might be unnecessary. I'm only interested of this part is bad. Software developer, I think. It's fine putting it like that. It's crazy. It's crazy that I have zero experience on any group projects where there has been at least one other excited part. I'm turning 28, and all the projects that I listed here, none of them here, there was interested people, but we worked fully remote. This was during COVID, and I was the only programmer, so there wasn't really that much shared work or collaboration. Everyone kind of did their own thing. Of course, we always gave feedback, but still. And on 2022, there was PHP project. Everyone did their own part remotely. There were few meetings, but that was just mandatory. There has never been a person around me who was excited to work. That is very crazy to think about, but yeah, very interesting. Trying to word this. So I'm interested, or easily energetic, easily excited. So perfect working environment for me is I think that's quite good. Quite good. Ah, I could do that. Okay. Do that on browser as well. CV. No. Here is fine. Then I will add the email address later. even use the LinkedIn. This will be title. I'm not going to center it, just basic CV, that's it. Why is there so much space on top? Let's see. And right away, what is this? Set do not track. And please do it for the whole document. Then second title. Title heading 1. Let's see if in 30 minutes I can do this. Forgot I was. Writing this myself is fine. Can I create bullet point? Okay, that's what I was looking for. Then of course, making bold. Why is it so difficult? Shortcut for this. F12. Okay. Well, could I say that my English is excellent? I'm just gonna leave it like that. I don't know about that bolding. Let's remove any lines here. Maybe, first of all, the heading. Why do you need such a... So just gonna... Why do you need so much space? Hey, that's way better. And now maybe I can squeeze. So if I... What is taking this much? One more. Have any other technical knowledge, know-how? I think these are the main ones. I do this. No, I can't switch the indentation from here. I like this. I think it's fine. So I will save it and then so it's now, okay, it's here. Just gonna write my email there. Phone number. Although, wait. I'm not going to save this, the file, just gonna export the PDF. But before I do that, I will change this quickly. I will decrease the amount of headings. Get that fit there, okay. Yeah, I don't think I decreased this. Now, so let me, if I were to read the CV and someone, or this would make it easier to copy this. Add the language. Let's see, export as PDF. Sure, it's fine. See the PDF there. Number is correct. yeah, I think it's kind of fine if they're not interested of that. But I don't think I can increase my chances that much. I will send this from my phone. Actually, no, I don't need to. Wait. First, don't save. Copy, delete. We'll send this to no, it's not the yeah, of course I need the attachment, so go to recycle bin and just restore that quickly. Now I can send the attachment. Portfolio. This will be just my CV. My GitHub, my LinkedIn. I could link those, but they wouldn't really, they're not updated. So I think if they contact me, they could ask, hey, can you tell a little more about yourself? We got some idea about this, but thinking about the message what I write. Pum, 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 pum. Email. Let's check whether the seems to be right. Okay, that's good. That is sent, and I can close this. I can delete this. Go into recycle bin. Delete this there as well. Not important, but because it's not needed. Yes. Okay. Back. How much will I get paid? That's little, okay. 608 euros. Okay, it's fine. I'm not really that aware how much I do work. That is still 1,400 a month. My expenses are around 600 maybe. 600 to 700. Okay. That's good. Now I'll take a break. Quick break. It's almost 1 p.m. Is there something I wanted to say? Yeah, let me use this. I said that I wouldn't use this anymore, but I think in the vision there would be some way, maybe I would say to AI, hey, I'll take a break, and it will automatically change the scene. But anyways, as a concept, it's still good. Just checking what everyone are doing. Okay. Okay. 1 hour. Let's try to keep in schedule. So week 2, I'm ready. Also the questions. I'm ready for those. Good. And it will be 1 hour. This is about animal drowning child. Okay. That's the longest. Let's see quickly. Yes, half an hour is fine. And this time I have time to more than an hour if I need. But so it's not gonna take that long. Peter Singer, which is maybe the founding members of EA. Right. Very nice. All animals are equal. Black liberation. Okay, model. Last universally accepted form of discrimination. Okay. So different kind of discrimination. Liberation. I'm just gonna ignore Iraq because I'm taking too long with this. I should have done this earlier. Now let's just get done with it. It's not easy read. Okay, I will take a quick short break trying to or improving my interest towards this. I'm reading this with the old mindset. Okay. Okay, that's it about expanding our point of views and considering animals as well. It's not the end of the liberation movement, the sex discrimination. Parodied the case for women's rights. Oh my, history has been cruel. Absurd. Cambridge philosopher. Okay, an example where there is a record for animal rights, but it's in the form of, what was it called, parody, satirized. I guess the point here is that when the nowadays rights for women is already recognized, obviously, in many parts of the world at least, because they were compared to animal rights, women's rights and animal rights were compared to each other in the past. Now, when the women's rights have gotten recognized, why not animals as well? Doesn't mean that they're equal, but it's the idea that as ridiculous as it sounds, if then they were seen as somewhat equal, then there's some merit that we humans and animals, we are not that far apart. Yes. Arguments against. I'm somewhat interested to find out whether this will change my view of animal rights. Of course, I do believe that animals should have great rights. I'm home vegan myself. I'm not completely vegan. I'm not strict about it, but maybe this could push me to be stricter. Okay. So it says that we can't compare groups directly to each other. For example, women's rights to have an abortion, while men can't have abortion. So why would women have that if they're trying to treat them equal? The same goes to animals can't vote, so we shouldn't consider them and humans equals, but it's the case that doesn't have to be in every category. Okay. What is it that we are asserting? Wonder, of course. Yeah. If I wanted to be able to argue with facts and science about this to someone, then I might want to read this more thoroughly. But what's the point here? That I get an understanding of how the world works. I already think the same. So I don't need to read this for myself. Also for those who are racists, I don't think this sort of mathematical, logical way of explaining means anything to them. They don't care. I understand them. So yeah, I wanted to point it out, and now should speed up. 14 minutes already. It's that it's kind of impossible to group things equally or find equal way amongst features. It shouldn't be used as a counter argument against racists, for example. That's what I get from this. Should I write this down? Yes, absolutely should. What am I doing here? All and equal. First point. Um, Making these notes, I could very quickly see, and okay, this was the point. So yeah. It's about the IQ, was it? Maybe it was here. I feel like this is yapping too much about the same thing. Trying to get to the point. Okay. Some scientific stuff I didn't get. Principle of the equality of human beings is not a description of an alleged actual equality among humans. It's a prescription of how we should treat humans. What even is? Seven minutes, and I will move on. They suffer. Was his name fully set somewhere here? Jeremy. It's quite good. Um, so suffering is some chemicals being released in the brain. I will very likely come back to this philosophical question about equality in the future. So important to read this that thoroughly. 32 minutes, I will move on. So why not skin color? Just one of the easiest. Yeah, that's just clear. Meal times. Okay, good point. get that point. Far more efficiently with the diet. Soybeans or products derived from soybeans. Okay. I think this might be the point where I end this. So around halfway point, where is the source? Maybe, yeah, it was at the end of the page. Let me see there. In order to produce 1 pound of protein in the form of beef or veal, we must feed 21 protein to animal. Other forms of, I'm talking about more efficient to the body, human body. Still, it has been estimated from, maybe I read this wrong. It has been established beyond doubt that we could satisfy our need for protein and other essential nutrients far more efficiently with the diet. Okay. I'll take it off. So I thought this was proof of that vegan diet could replace entirely meat, but at least I haven't gotten the proof that there is no benefit of meat. I still do believe that now that I have been vegan for 2.5 years, pretty much eating meat there from time to time, but in very small portion compared to non-meat or vegan food. I do still feel that it's kind of worse a little bit. If I were to exercise a lot, if I wanted to grow muscle, I do feel that it would be more difficult now that I'm vegan. Okay. Oh, Peter Singer. Nice. Is this... No, 3. The child and the expanding circle. Yes. No. Just out of curiosity. Okay. It's a well-made website. That's fine. You get the point. Web archive. It's not supposed to be perfect. Okay, yeah. No great costs. Okay. Can be can we be sure that our donation will really get the people who need it? Yes, I have the same doubts. Growing world population, and is there any point in saving lives until the problem has been solved? Yes. Hmm. Ew. Mm. It's, yeah, this was written 1997. That's the reality of it. I have some things I want to say. Actually, why not say it? I have donated around 300 euros, I think, to charity total, not in the last few years. Why don't I donate at the moment? It's a very, very good question. I argue, or in my mind, I do care about that administrative or that possible corruption, inefficiency with the donation. And also, maybe the question would bring, if I would donate, if I do it by my own motivation, it requires me to know what I want to do in life, because I haven't thought about my money, spending money that much. If I were to think, hey, do I want to donate 10 euros a month, 5 euros, 1 euro, 20, 50, that would be difficult, just because, or I get this not reason but excuse to not think about it. To not think about it. And especially lately, or in the year or so, I have argued that because I'm doing good, or I will do a lot of good, and it can depend on how much money I have to spend, how much I can spend my time on this potential, or something that has potential to change a lot of lives in the future. So by not living from payday to payday, I would help myself to help in the future. But is that the case anymore? Am I avoiding thinking about this? Because I realize that that is the main reason why people don't care. It's not that they don't care. It's just that they are scared. They avoid their own feelings. And this is just a gateway to that. I think asking donation is quite easy for some that they have an outcome and they are approached, hey, do you want to save 10 children? And they are given a kind of view of that world that these children are living, and they empathize with them, and it's easy. Okay, yeah, sure, I will start $20 a month for this, and then they move on. They don't really, doesn't matter to them. But in my case, it's gateway to a bigger question that I'm not sure. But at this time, I should be sure, shouldn't I? So I will start thinking about this more, that I give away free or many of my stuff for free. That's already what I do. Why wouldn't I sell them and then give the money to charity? Because I give the stuff to my friends, my family members. But I think in some way I'm already onto this, that I'm now getting rid of everything I don't need, and in the future I will be more responsible of what I get, what I buy, and then I would start to think about what to do if I have money to spend. Starting to donate little could be something I will see myself as doing, but not immediately now. But yeah, that's very good point, actually, that I am at a stage where I can think about anything. I don't need to avoid this topic. It just takes time a little bit to decide. I will treat this similarly as I would treat anything else. Although yesterday I went to the cafe and spent €7 there to get vanilla latte. Maybe I could have spent that somewhere else. But this is something I don't want to force. It's an experience to get to know this point of view and realize how I change, because that's an example of how others can change as well. So for me, there is no need to force it quickly. Mm. Consumerism. 7 minutes. I will actually finish this. In the past, I would finish this properly, but I try to start work with the time. That's with everything. Okay, so this was the longer. I don't have time for this. Okay. The moral imperative toward health essay. Can I use AI to summarize? I'll go straight to conclusions first. Okay, I get the idea. Oh, challenges. Questions. What could be my questions about this? Where to get more time to read them? Some okay. That's good. Some questions. These questions weren't asked last time. I really think they are not asked this time as well. All animals are equal. For that, my question would be, how high people that care about animal it. And this was maybe the most interesting here. Maybe I will start donating myself. The problem in the past for this has been that I haven't been able to manage that. I have just been overwhelmed with the idea I have so much to do. So that has been the issue, that it's not about wanting to help, but rather I need to get this stuff together. I can't live like this. I can't just get new connections that I also do. I do started crazy projects like mealworm farm. What is that even? I bought a GPU quite suddenly last October. Why? It wasn't needed. But yeah, so this was something I didn't want, although I have spent like 30 euros for Azure subscription that wasn't even needed. It was one place that I could just switch the service to be free. I spent 30 euros there. I have spent 30 euros for Meta's subscription that actually now I realized I should check when that will renew, because I'm not using it. I have had this idea that I would, but let's cancel it. Cancel subscription, yes. So it will end at February 28th. I still have time. So why have I not done this? It doesn't take long, because I live in this world or life where I hope I can get this thing or my life together quickly. I don't want to think about it, even when I know I'm wasting money. So this, it has been, and there I thought I will get something out of it, that I will make time to play some video games, play some VR games that I have access to. But yeah, I will set their reminder that maybe I can at least an hour or two spend some time exploring some of the VR games that I have access to before it ends. But yes, this was very, very nice. And that's it. Didn't have time to finish this. It's fine. The idea is that I will generally start reading philosophy, psychology more. Why not this? It's not about not getting or not being interested in this, but rather I have had so much other stuff to focus on. And it would be kind of interesting if I received that job offer, because then I would have even less time. I would continue my personal assistant work, at least a little bit, I think. Then I would continue the gamifying politics, of course. That's a lifelong project. Then attending these EA sessions and wanting to self-develop even more. Start my other projects. Where do I have the time? But that's the perfect case, or perfect scenario. That's what I have said that I want. This I didn't do. Okay, that is final then. Nice.